Eyeballs and head jokes.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 171. Yeah, 171
Yeah,
of Eye Pokes and Head Jokes. We're here, myself, Mr. Alex. You got Pula, and you have the birthday boy, the big Tevinator Destroyer. I'm gonna put that GIF right now, the one I sent earlier. So yeah. But yeah, happy birthday to you, man.
So
Many more birthdays to come, hopefully, and yeah, thanks for being here with us. I'm not gonna say that you had a lot of things to do because we're all
but
close.
you could have been anywhere else in the world.
Anywhere else, like just eating cake on a rooftop somewhere, like could have been chilling. But you're here, so we appreciate you being here. We're gonna run through a couple things, just UFC, AEW Double or Nothing, UFC Fight Night that just passed. And a couple of announcements from New Japan and some more WWE news releases and whatnot. So yeah, I guess we can
still releasing people. That's
and a new NXT pay-per-view coming up on June 7th. So yes, I mean it's gonna happen, bro. As long as this shit keeps going, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
yeah, that's definitely true. Because me and Sal, we were talking a little bit earlier about that. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of UFC Fight Night on Saturday, Fight Night 176, that was the last of the three, the weekly. Well, they had three fight nights pretty much. One with the pay-per-view, 249, a regular fight night on Wednesday randomly at 6:00 that I completely missed, and the UFC Fight Night, which ended with a couple of good matches. The ones that really stood out to me a lot were the Dan Ige fight versus Edson Barboza. That was
a monster. That was a monster.
I mean, he fully deserved to win that one. I'm sorry, he was on it and he did what he had to do. Claudia Gadelha versus Angela Hill. I think Angela Hill did enough to that fight. Honestly,
everyone does. Except for those three judges, obviously.
The thing is, I agree. I'm not fully saying she flat out won it. I'm saying she did enough to actually win it because a lot of the swings she was making, like a lot of the punches, a lot of them were blocked. She was getting through, but a lot of them were blocked. And that was one thing I did notice. Like, yeah, she looked busier or whatever, and she was fighting, but like a lot of them were getting blocked. A lot of them were clean counters.
Yeah.
I will say that for sure. 100%.
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them were clean-ass counters. That right straight she was catching her with was on point. And she was taking it to her. I just don't know what happened. Because Claudia, she won the first round handily. Easily.
Yeah.
That was no-brainer. So,
but
did the second round, she won the second round cleanly.
Did Angela get knocked down?
No, but this is the thing.
And
so she knocked down. I don't remember if she knocked down Claudia. I don't remember what it was, but I know that Claudia ended up taking her down in the second round or some shit like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she did take her down. They were down there.
So again, unfortunately, it always comes down to, hey, were you able to take this person down? Because it's not only punching and kicking and knees and elbows, it's ground game too.
It's
so
what
like if you were able to successfully bring her down. If that might have given her the round, even though the second round for me overall was still fucking Angela Hill. Going into the third round, you didn't know who was ahead. Like I had, if it wasn't gonna be win for Angela Hill, it should have been a tie. I had a tie the whole way through after the second round, and the third round proved the same thing. And I was just like, I was like, this.
I mean, that's how I was feeling for sure. I think she did enough to win, just as you said. It should have been a tie, if not a clear winner. Yeah. But it was just a lot as far as Angela's clear hits. She like they were not too many power punches, but they were.
No, they landed enough. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a lot, and Claudia was wearing that. Like she wore a lot of that. Angela, she didn't wear anything. She didn't even being taken down and being, I don't want to say abused about when she was taken down, but just being handled when she was down. She didn't wear any of that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like Claudia looked like the more, because she took more hits, like you said. Like she was getting countered, she was getting hit, and like not that Claudia wasn't like getting her hits in, because she definitely was. It's just, I think a lot of people had the misconception that Angela Hill was way further ahead, because of the fact that she just looked busier. Looking busier will only get you the win if the other person doesn't look as busy. But I mean, like I said, she was hitting her clean. She was hitting her with counters. I don't know what the refs were looking at per se, but for the most part, like I think it should have been minimum a draw. Like I don't think Claudia should have won that at all. And I see a lot of the points for having Angela have won that, because like I said, I think she did enough to have won that fight. But yeah, did you watch the card, Tev? Nah. Whack, yo.
My bad.
Oh, damn. I was going to do the sound effects, but my niece took it.
Wah.
Yeah, my niece has my iPad. I had to like not subjugate her, but like placate her, because I was playing with her earlier and she was just like, oh, let's go play this. And I'm like, I have to go do a podcast. I was like, oh, fuck. So
like I was going to lock myself in my room for a while.
I was like, I'll be back. And she was like, no, I want to play. I was like, here's my iPad. I was like, just go chill for a bit. And after that, we had Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris. So like the big theme on this main event was about Walt Harris losing his daughter to some asshole depraved bastard that should obviously like not even be in jail. Like I would have killed the motherfucker. I don't know how he restrained himself in court, and I get it what he said. Like he's like, this wasn't about me. This is about justice for my daughter Anaya. But
there was a lot behind that. It was to a point where I couldn't watch the promo. It was too.
Yeah, it's heavy, because I'm like, how. Like, fuck, like, what do you do? Like, me even as an uncle, I'm just like, I can't even imagine. Like, I'm not even the dad, I'm the uncle, so I could imagine what a dad would be going through. And, like, the one thing I did, like, is that, like, as soon as the entrances happened, like, you know, Alistair Overeem, when he was, doing the little walk inside the octagon, he went over, he just gave him a pound and, like, practically hugged them and stuff. And they were all about it, like, about to fight and shit. And, there's respect there, and I like the fact that, Alistair had that respect, like, like, hey, I know what this is about, but, this is a fight at the end of the day. And Walt Harris almost had him. He almost had him.
It was just one slip, really. It was really just one slip.
Had him. It was one slip, and then the way Alistair Overeem caught his leg with his leg and, like, twisted it so he could, like, not get a good, like, punching base. Yeah. That's pretty much what did it. And then
between that and him actually, like, being like, he spun to his stomach when he should have just stayed on his back. That's what really got
that was his biggest mistake. And I agree 100%. I was like, why did you do that when I was watching it? But nah, it was a good fight. Alistair Overeem looked like he was done, because he was getting pounded in the face with, like,
God, and that was all in the first round.
Yeah, that in the first, like, minute. So, like, in the first 2 minutes actually, but, like, all that, like, just that one veteran move that allowed him to, like, save himself, take away the base from where he was punching, like, lock up his leg, and then just get into the ground game. Like, everybody was like, oh, he's done in the next round. I was like, Alistair Overeem is gonna come back and win this one, which he did, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately for him, unfortunately for Walt Harris, because, like, I think everybody in the world that was watching that shit wanted Walt Harris to win.
Everyone did, yeah.
There's nobody that didn't want him. I'm pretty sure even Alistair at one point would have been like, okay, I understand if he won, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, shit, but
it was just
for obvious reasons.
It was just the story. They did so much with the promo and putting his real life into it, where it's just like he can't lose and he shouldn't have, but
that's
situations happen, and it was a real fight. It's a real fight.
It was definitely. I think the rest of the card was good as well. I think overall UFC, I think they did a good job like this week actually.
It was good.
They gave it sports back, and I can't really complain.
Wait, that Jotko Anders match was
oh
really
yeah,
that was
you're
really
right.
my favorite. That was
that was a good match. That was a good fight. I thought a bunch of times Eric Anders had it, and then Christoph Jotko came back something fierce, and like it was really good back and forth, hard hitting as fuck too. And I didn't look at the prelims, but I'm sure motherfuckers were bleeding all over it because did you see how bloody that mat looks? Like
that ring,
as soon as the main card started.
I thought the mat was used from prior nights.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it wasn't because they better have gotten some new fucking mats because if I'm sorry, you have a lot of bacteria there if that's the case, if you didn't fucking replace. But they had to have done that because like
they had to.
There's no way. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's get out of there. Let's get out of UFC. Let's get Tev back involved.
Even mad quiet the whole time. What we're gonna get into?
Nah, we can get into
save that for last.
Yeah, we could get definitely save that for last. We could get into the fact that NXT is doing in your house
pay-per-view.
Yeah, like what do you guys think about that?
I mean, sure. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, I like it only because, like, you know, I really do enjoy watching those in your house pay-per-views from back then. And those are some of the most underrated pay-per-views in WWE. And there's been some great matches from in your house. So, like, just to get that, you know, in your house feel, that house show pay-per-view feel is kind of exciting again. Kind of gives you like that Attitude Era vibe, that Attitude Era feel.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Do you guys think that like this is another part of the nostalgia era happening?
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Do you think with Cody going back to get bashed at the beach, he's trying to get Slamboree and all the other pay-per-views that Dusty Rhodes came up. Do you think we're gonna see a lot more of that in WWE as far as NXT goes?
I think the main reason they're doing this is because they can right now. Because obviously reasons, you know, we have the COVID issue and at this point, why not fucking experiment? You've been experimenting for the last 2 months. Why not? NXT's due for their pay-per-view. Their next pay-per-view, and at this point, we're in our houses. Most of us are still in our houses, unlike Florida, where they opened up back today, which is a bad idea. That's another thing for another discussion for another day.
Yeah, but, Georgia as well.
Georgia, look what happened to Georgia.
Texas.
But, oh my God!
Although their gyms are open,
it's too soon. That's all I'm saying. Either way, but my thing is like. I think the reason why is because they have the opportunity to experiment, because it is the time to experiment. You don't have your audience, so you're not getting direct feedback, even though you can get it through Twitter, social media, all that shit. But the thing is, like, you practically, and we said it from the beginning, you have carte blanche to, like, pretty much fuck around and figure out, hey, does this work? This is the time to do that. So being the fact that it's NXT in your house makes a lot of sense because guess what? A lot of us are still in our houses. At least a lot of us in big cities are still in our houses and only venture out when we have to. But besides that, I think it's a good idea because, like you said, it was an underrated fucking pay-per-view, and NXT does only practically put on good matches to watch. And I've never been upset watching an NXT pay-per-view. I could wholeheartedly say that, and I back 100% NXT pay-per-views. Yeah. So like,
I was trying to think.
There's been none.
Yeah.
And
it's just I've matches the most.
5, 6 maybe the most.
Yeah.
And call it a day. And I just think it's a good idea. It depends on who we have on the card. I don't think they've really gone through with the card yet, but
no, we have a whole month. It's not until
they have a whole. They have 3 weeks to really actually figure it out. So it's, I mean.
And I haven't been watching. NXT is not my jam. Not that it's not my jam as far as the weekly goes. It's not what I've been keeping up with. So I'm not really familiar with what's happening other than I think Finn is out with another injury. Maybe kayfabe, maybe not.
Maybe kayfabe.
Hopefully. Hopefully it is.
And Imperium, they're the tag champs. So congrats to them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Congrats to them.
I like the fact that they came to regular NXT and have to fight. Like, I want to see them go back and forth.
They should.
I mean, can't right now, but still.
I mean, they've been very impressive. Like Walter overall, like in like less than a year, he came in, won the UK title, already has his own faction, and he's just running through the roster.
He came, he saw, he conquered. Yeah. Like he's a general. That's the reason for it. Yeah.
He's like the Great Khali, but with attainable wrestling skills. He's not that big, but he's big enough where you can wrestle him, and it still look somewhat believable. So it's only right to give him a title.
Agreed.
It would have looked really bad if he didn't have a title.
That's true.
Want to stay with WWE? We could talk about the releases. We could talk about Drew Gulak. His contract expired, so it wasn't regular.
It wasn't a release. No, yeah. A lot of people had that misconstrued. Like once I saw the initial news, I was like, okay, I get it. Makes sense. I thought they were done with their initial cuts and whatever. But then, like when you really looked into it, it's like people stop flipping out. Like he's in a verbal agreement with them at this point. He's just working. Like he still wants to work. Clearly,
he's doing a Dolph.
They're just trying to fine tune. Because like at this point, like it's smart for him to go on a week by week basis because you don't know what's gonna happen in the next like fucking 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So it's best for him at this point. Exactly 6 months. So like it's best for him to actually figure out like, hey, like I'm still getting paid as long as I perform with them. I'm not exclusive because technically he's still under the 90-day non-compete. On top of that too. No, he is. When your contract expires, you still are under a 90-day no-compete.
I thought it was.
So that's why like he's still working with them because you can't go anywhere else regardless at this point, even if you wanted to. So it's like, hey, I'm on my 90-day no-compete. My contract expired. I'm on my 90-day no-compete. Like,
might as well compete with you. Like, that's really the only thing.
Let me just keep making money at that point. Yeah, like
this still goes back to my theory of what's gonna happen next. It's just like you're gonna have to sign for a couple of weeks, maybe minus a 90-day non-compete, maybe 30, maybe 60 days instead. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna be able to go other places because that's where it's gonna be at, especially with this I guess COVID era. I don't know what to call this era. The in your house era. Like I don't know what to call it, but this is definitely gonna be an era. It's gonna be something that happens for the next 2 years.
So but yeah, when it comes back to
it's a whole other podcast now.
I know it is.
I'm sick of this sickness.
We all are. Trust me. You're right there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good. It's just we got funny for a second, real funny.
So I mean, what else do we have with WWE besides that?
Who else got released other than Rachel?
I only knew about Drew Gulak, really, honestly.
Rachel Ellering of NXT. We know her as Rachel Evers.
Yeah.
Paul Ellering's daughter. That's really it. I don't know anyone else that got released. They didn't put out any big press release that anyone else got released, but that's really it. So
while we're still on the WWE subject, I sent the picture or link earlier. I even posted it on the Instagram. Unfortunately, Shad Gaspard.
I was really trying to push this towards the end.
I know, but since we're already like on the thing, Shad Gaspard went swimming with his kid yesterday. Unfortunately, got caught in the riptide, and those undercurrents in Cali are no fucking joke. That's why people go surfing there. That's why like it's and unfortunately like. I don't know why they had their beaches open, but they had their beaches open. That's another thing. But either way, like a lot of people got caught in that riptide, and all the lifeguards had to go like help as much as they could. And unfortunately, like fortunately and unfortunately for him, like he prioritized his kid getting saved, and that's why he told the lifeguard like take him first. Like don't worry about me. Like save my 10-year-old son. And the kid was saved. Luckily, unfortunately, he didn't see him after that. He might have gotten swept, taken by the riptide, swept underneath. Hopefully, Hopefully he's okay. It's kind of hard at this point to like really knowing about somewhat about ocean currents and this and that, like how shit works. It sucks to really even think about it, but like I know people that knew him personally, so like that's the sucky thing. And like when I contacted him, I was just like, "Yo, like, do you know anything?" They were like, "Nah, I don't." So unfortunately, this is where we're at. That's the last we heard. Like he went missing at the beach while he was swimming, and but luckily the kid was his son was able to be saved. Yeah. So it's just a waiting game, unfortunately, at this point. And yeah, so sucky news. I know, but
yeah, just keeping my fingers crossed and
you know, our prayers are with their family. You know,
yeah, because that was. I woke up to that and I said, nope, I'm gonna go back to sleep because I don't want this to be a real text that I got. So
yeah, it blows, man.
Yeah,
it blows. It really does. Cause like, fuck 2020, man. I be telling people like, just skip 2020 on the calendar completely, like, cause it's too much. It's too much, man.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot. It's aggravating.
Like really... I'm waiting for the Cloverfield Monster to come out of the fucking Hudson River. That's literally all I'm waiting for at this point.
I don't know. Like, then we really can't.
I'll be like, all right, that makes sense. I get it. I'll be like, yeah, it's in theme with the rest of the thing. But
I just want to find the Infinity Stones.
That's it. Just like snap us back into like January.
I don't even need the Infinity. I just need the Time Stone to be like, we need to figure this shit out because this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
snap us back to January 1st.
Not even January 1st. Snap us back to like last fucking summer, so that this way we can fucking prepare all this shit.
I'm afraid
if we can't stop it.
I'm afraid to say another thing though.
We were still on WWE. He told me that you were gonna say something regarding releases or something, and that you had a thought.
I kind of forgot the question, but it was along the lines of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Basically, not feuding, but kind of being on the shit list somewhat because they're staying away from WWE. I forgot the question I asked Kula.
Well, it was pretty much that. Like, I think the way you phrased it was, do you think that they'll be reeling? Do you think WWE will be reeling based on not being able to use them too?
Sami Zayn, not so much. Unfortunately, I mean, he's a great wrestler. He's grown into his heel ass character. But honestly speaking,
they're also making him drop the title.
They can move on. Then that's the thing. You can move on from a mid carder relatively easily, you know, because you have so many fucking mid carders available to you. So unfortunately, that's the hard truth about it. When it comes to Roman Reigns, he's feeling it because guess what? That's the guy that Fox wanted on SmackDown. That's who they wanted, and he's their marquee guy.
He's the new Undertaker. That's what I was saying. So
he's not the new Undertaker.
As far as the locker room leader,
Fox wants a face. Fox paid for Roman Reigns.
What happened, Sam? What happened?
Just the look on your face.
I want to hear the argument.
Look, I'm just saying, Fox paid for the face. Fox paid for the wrestlers that they wanted. That's why you got Brock Lesnar on the fucking SmackDown. That's why you got Roman Reigns. That's why you got John Cena coming in intermittently here and there. That's why you got who you got because that's what Fox paid for. Yeah. The question you're asking is if they're hurting because of it. Yes, because they don't have their top drawer. As divisive as he might be, they do not have him. It's not like the Undertaker being gone or like that comparison you made. I understand you mean from the locker room standpoint. That's a different story.
And I'm not even saying like right now. I'm not comparing the Undertaker's absence right now.
No, I know.
Like earlier on, as far as how much he was there and the presence that he brings to the locker room and as being a marquee guy.
No, I get it. But at the same time, when it's more so of, is it hurting the WWE overall? Yes. Roman Reigns not being there? Yes. Sami Zayn, not so much, because again, you have a million mid-carders in the fucking WWE. The problem is, if he's pissed at Reigns for not wanting to be there for obvious reasons, as a kid, has
I still don't agree with
immune system. What do you mean you don't agree?
I don't think that Vince is pissed. There's nothing.
Yes,
like,
he is.
Maybe he is pissed, but he still understands it when it comes to personal health and.
He's a fucking robot, dude. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry.
You don't. You really believe that?
But wasn't it true like years ago when Steamboat was trying to see the birth of his daughter, his first child, I think?
Okay.
He asked Vince for time off, and I think he was suspended without pay for 6 months.
That's something very different when it's
That's
your health.
not very different.
It's very different when you have your health and you have your two babies. It's something very different. Explain
to me this then. When they were doing that whole thing showing Seth Rollins pinning Brock Lesnar, or making it seem like he beat Brock Lesnar, not Roman Reigns. Yeah, why would you do that? And don't give me that shit. You can't put Roman Reigns in the promo because, he's not there. That's bullshit. They altered their history to make it seem like Roman Reigns wasn't there. And that says way more.
How much more you want to talk?
I'm just saying. That just says way more than what you're saying.
I get where you're at. Can't debate that. I'm not saying that he's not somewhat sour. But I'm also saying there's reason to believe that he's not stupid enough to have this relationship this sour where that he can go somewhere else, because
he's not. He's locked up for probably multi-years right now.
Of course he is, but at the same time, he can find a way to either buy that out or sour that relationship to make him say, okay, you're not needed here, you're gone. It's not happening with who Roman is to WWE. It's not happening. You can at the snap of a dime bring back Cena to revitalize somebody else to take his place. Of course you can do that. But do you need to do that? Do you have to do that? Because Roman will still be Roman. He's still somebody who matters.
I'm not arguing
that. Now to argue the point, like there's really nothing to argue with that point.
There's nothing to argue.
That was shitty. That was shitty. But I didn't see the clip, so I don't know how much altering he did. I just have to take your word at face value.
It
sounds
was pretty heavy.
That sounds hilarious.
Because even when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? Because I saw it off of Twitter randomly. And I was just like, bro, what are you doing? Like when I think I did send the fucking thing to the group chat. Either way, when I saw it, I was like, that's pretty fucking indicative to make it seem like he beat Brock Lesnar and didn't pin. I don't know. That's just me. Like, there's no reason to really take that out for me, at least.
It's not, but at the same time, like I was telling Tev earlier, it's like absence grows fonder. The heart grows fonder with absence.
There's a difference between what you're saying, which I agree with, I 100% agree with.
Okay, that's it.
And altering the landscape of what actually happened. Yeah. That sends a message. You know what I mean?
It definitely does, because there's a lot like The Last Ride, the first episode after
he was in it.
Money in the Bank. I don't even want to say Roman. I don't even want to talk about him, but there's AEW stars that were in there.
And you could have edited that out if you wanted to.
Exactly. Like Jericho's still in that. Ambrose is still in that. So they could have took them out. They could have took those spots out, but they did not. But they chose to actually take out Roman from the WrestleMania theme stuff. I get it. There is some bullshit behind that, but at the same time, Vince is being Vince, or maybe there's somebody in his ear. Like, it's a story. It makes a story there.
There probably is a story.
It might be a story, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be. It makes a story of, okay, he wasn't there, and when he does come back, there's the start of that story. So he might. I don't think that'd be the first feud, but that can start to be a feud as far as who took me out, why you took me out, and you put like
We're gonna get an authority thing all over again. Is that what you're going for?
Why wouldn't it happen? It's WWE.
No.
Why wouldn't it? I don't want it to happen. I'm
just saying
it's a thing, and it's super repetitive, and it's been repetitive since the 90s, since the Attitude Era, and it might happen again. I can see. I don't want it to happen again, but it's a WWE trend. So
Roman versus his handpicked versus Vince's handpicked.
Yeah, whether it's J&J Security, the authority, the corporation, the corporate ministry, whatever you want to do, like it's still that too. But my main thing is that I think it's more, not that I think that everything has to do with it, but I think what they're doing now is it's the rebuild. It's like the Last Dance. It's like the Bulls. They have to go into rebrand right now because everyone who's on TV is pretty much very significant. Everyone is reliable. Dolph is still there. We talk about truth all the time. How dependable is he? We talk about MVP. How dependable are these guys? They're gonna be putting over new stars.
MVP. Why are you throwing that name in? He came out once.
No, he's been there since Royal Rumble. He's really been there since Royal Rumble, but everyone solidifying other characters, and like they're pitching a whole.
I haven't heard MVP's name since the Royal Rumble until I watched this last pay-per-view.
You haven't been paying attention because he's been around.
Because there's nothing to pay attention to. That's why.
At least not for the whole 3 hours of Raw. But that's pretty much what's happening. Like even Ziggler, everyone's being that's still there, that's still just being utilized. They're being utilized for a reason in this hard time. Even though we know that there's always gonna still be more releases, it's got to think about who's not being released and why some people are being pushed. Like look at Otis. Otis, he's over. And they're gonna utilize him for quite some time. Like you just have to figure out how he's gonna get to.
Otis gives me motivation, man.
Has to. He has.
Yeah. He gives me life, yo.
He's good people. I like him, and I like that everyone really fucks with him.
Yeah.
I will say though, I feel like he needs like, I'm not knocking his finisher, but I think that would be more of a good setup to a finisher.
Yeah.
What's that? The Caterpillar?
Yeah, I feel like he needs like a good power move, even if it's like, I don't know, like a power slam or
something.
Yeah, like a fall away slam or something.
Anything but a splash.
Yeah, I agree. And if you're gonna splash from at least the second rope.
Yeah, like a Vader bomb or something.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. We could get into New Japan.
WWE. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know what news you have for New Japan, but you go ahead.
President Harold Meij. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name. Meiji. How? Not my name. But yeah, he was speaking of. He did a little YouTube video. He was speaking about pretty much why New Japan are not doing any shows right now.
I mean, we know why. It's not.
Yeah, it was very late. This happened like a little bit. I think last week, maybe a week and a half ago.
Bam! You probably should have put that out in March when you were giving away like refunds and shit.
It's because of the traffic.
And I think it's also because of the I think it's also because of because Best of the Super Juniors, that people love watching the Best of the Super Juniors, and the fact that we're not getting the Best of the Super Juniors is a pretty big fucking deal.
I think that's exactly when he announced it. So.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about why they're not doing it, safety of wrestlers as 1, 2 was can't use venues, 3 was corporate responsibility. All understandable and applauding because like everyone else is doing shows except for New Japan and pretty much Ring of Honor as I know of. So like that's the one thing I can say. Like I applaud the fact that they're doing that. Tama Tonga went on. Jesus, will they let them go past? Like
what do you mean by that?
New York people.
Yeah, like come on. New York traffic is horrible. Let that's an ambulance. They do not respect the ambulance.
They don't.
But Tama Tonga let out a little tweet asking since the U.S. East and West Coast are pretty much opening up soon. Should they do shows for New Japan there? Me, as a New Japan fan, I'm going to say, yeah, New Japan.
I would love them to come. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I agree. I just don't want anybody getting sick. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, as long as the everything that's supposed to happen, the health and safety requirements go how they're supposed to go, I would love to see that, and then we could possibly see more feuding with other companies.
This is my thing. I agree. I want them to come back, and if they have the chance on the East Coast, fine, as long as it's done properly. But if Tokyo and the rest of Japan hasn't opened back up for a reason, there's a fucking reason why you're not doing it in Tokyo, why you're not doing it in Hokkaido or in wherever the fuck, like, or in Kyoto, Osaka. Like, there's a reason why they're not doing it here. To come over here all the way from Japan just to possibly get sick doing shit here, it's not worth it. It's not. I'm sorry. As much as I would love to see New Japan again in the recent future, I just fucking hold off, man. Like, it's...
I want to know what the LA dojo look like.
Like a dojo in LA. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea.
No,
I picture the thing from, like, the Matrix, like where he fought, where they fought in the first Matrix. What's his name? Neo and Morpheus, but like with wrestling rings and stuff.
That would be amazing if it did.
That would be dope.
That would be really amazing.
That would be a good thing for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it would be dope.
For New Japan more than anything else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only say that because they have the dojos, even in Japan, they have a dojo as well, but they were saying that they don't really have a venue for it. So, they don't have their own venues, which I understand, but that's the only thing that they may be able to utilize, really. So, I just want to see what it is as a fan on television and as a fan and podcaster in person. I would prefer to see it in person more than anything else. So it could be something that they can utilize, whether they want to or don't. It's just interesting to me to see. But I don't know. If it's not right, I don't want them to perform in the States. I think it just has to be right. It just has to be right when they're taking into account of everyone's health.
And let's be real, it's going to be hard to actually get it right. And, like, even when stuff starts reopening, like, because even New York City, like, they're looking at mid-June reopening. So that's a whole last other month compared to other states. So it just really depends.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, even then. I don't think most people are. Like I said, I have friends in Florida that are going to be going back to work soon. And I'm just like, you better douse yourself with Lysol every time you come home and go outside or
just get in the shower.
Just don't inject bleach into your body.
I'm just mad I can't have a squat rack in my house because I'll drop down to the floor below me. So.
You're gonna get your eagle on?
Yeah.
I had to, Sam. I was watching the versus battle on Saturday. Great song. I guess
we got next? AEW?
We could get into AAA and then go into AEW since we only have.
I just watched the one match.
So that's it. Me too. That was really all. Even though AAA got the title wrong, it was very confusing. I knew what I wanted to watch, and I was happy either way. All I knew was Kenny Omega versus a Masked Man. And that's how they felt too.
I mean, I guess so, because like when you looked at it, like when you sent the thing, it said versus Laredo Kid. I was like, okay. I could have sworn he won it from Ray Phoenix. That's why I thought, like, was this another thing that happened that I didn't know about? But like you said, like he's had that Mega Campeonato for quite a few months already. So like this was something that was
longer than he's had the tag title at AEW. So
exactly. So like. It was a great match to watch. They both try to kill each other, of course. Like Ray Phoenix is a savage, Kenny's a savage. They both put on great matches together, whether it's in singles or in tag teams, regardless. So I knew what I was gonna get, and I just sometimes get afraid because there was a backbreaker that he did that that looked so fucking fierce and powerful that my back started hurting. And I have lower back problems, so like for me, that actually hurt me even more just looking at it. And I was like, "Fuck!" fuck. And then he did another slam on his head. Like, I was like, what? Why do you have to try to kill each other?
They were just moving so well.
It was just visceral, man.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime like they hook it up, whether it's Lucha Bros, Kenny, Hangman, Young Buck, whoever, there should be opera music in the background. Because you know that shit's gonna be a classic.
Like that anime opera fucking sight sound. That would make a lot of sense. Dude, because that shit, no, it'd be fucking extra. And sometimes I'd be getting, I'm like, yeah, motherfuckers need to chill. Because, yeah, it's like when we watched the second Dragon Lee and Hiromu match, like, I thought they were going to kill each other. And it's somewhat along the same line. There were certain moves that, like, I thought that they were going to kill each other in this one. But like it's so fast paced, it's so hard hitting, and they don't hold a lot back between them because like but I told you before we started the podcast, you're like, yeah, it's it's a Mexican style, it's a lucha style. I'm like, yeah, but take it easy, bro. Like this one notch down. I'm not asking to take a whole ass fucking like 5 notches, just 1 notch down. Like maybe don't hit him on his head when you're doing a fucking like. Like something like just to not, keep them safe. And I know, like, as Hispanics, as somebody from Central America, like we got hard heads. I get it, but like, bam.
They do that shit more than once. Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least if you're gonna do it once.
Yeah.
Give me the one time, and I'll be like,
overkill. Okay, no overkill.
Don't do it 3 or 4 times, because like. But it was a great match. I did enjoy it. Got to watch it in Spanish, obviously, because that's what it was on. I'm pretty sure, like you said, whoever uploaded it to YouTube got completely confused as to who was fighting Kenny for the Mega Campeonato back then. But
not a wrestling fan.
Probably not, or just no, probably not. You couldn't be a wrestling fan. Got that one wrong. Because when I text you, I was like, I thought it was fucking Laredo Kid, not Ray Phoenix, and you were like, oh shit, I got fucked up. So, but it wasn't you. Again, it was YouTube's fault or whoever uploaded it. So it is what it is.
Yep.
I do want to watch the rest of the card. I'll probably go do that later, but
and it was not bad. It was only what, as far as I know, what they uploaded was only an hour card. So
it was like 3 matches overall, 3 or 4 matches overall. So, but yeah, it was pretty. Well, the main event that I saw, it was pretty damn good. So I
can vouch. The whole card was pretty fucking amazing.
Okay, cool.
That lucha style is different, man.
It's fucking lucha style, man. The Lucha Bros, Mexican. Anyways, sorry. The whole entrance video got stuck in my head.
Great song.
No, it's fucking catchy as shit, actually.
That's the one thing I like about AEW music. It's really good.
Except for Kenny's entrance.
For sure. Sure.
Fucking entrance. You should have just kept the Terminator shit going, motherfucker. I don't know why. I love Kenny, but like you should have just left it going.
He's putting people over even with music. Make mine shitty and make everyone else's pop.
Yeah, let me give Rio my ultra cool one and then like have a shitty one.
What a selfless human.
I know. Since we're on Kenny Omega subject, we could just move on to AEW at this point, and because we do have Double or Nothing this Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So we would love to be in Vegas like we were last year, watching E lose his money
and then win it all back,
and then lose it again, and win it back, or win half of it back at least, which he did on like the last fucking day. He won like half of it back. I don't know how, but
talk about it.
Even.
But no, I wish we were there and like go watch it again. But unfortunately, we're not. But they have a pretty decent fucking card actually for the whole.
A lot of matches came out of nowhere, but they're really good matches either way.
Yeah. So like starting with the buy-in with the pre-show, they have Private Party versus Best Friends. They're both beasts. We know what Best Friends could do from New Japan.
You said who, Tev?
No, I said woo.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, you don't know?
No, I know. You don't know who they are? Oh, okay. And Private Party, both teams are really fucking good. That's all I gotta say. We saw Private Party live at the Hog Show in Queens, which is dope as fuck, against the Lucha Bros, which is dope as shit. So that was a lot of fun.
I have a lot of that filmed. I have the dance off.
Yeah.
The dance off.
Oh yeah, there was a dance off. That's right.
Spencer wasn't having it.
I know. Ray Phoenix was though, so you could tell he's like the more laid back one. Anyways,
the younger brother.
Yeah, exactly. So after that, like starting with the actual card, again, this is CBS, like just putting it whichever way. We have Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander, the alien. So
I like it.
Should be a good match.
I like
Baker's yeah, her character's evolving a lot better. I've seen clips on YouTube, so even if I'm not watching AEW, I'm like looking at clips on YouTube, and like she's progressing really well with her character, and I like where it's going. Chris Statlander, she's an Amazon. She's an Amazon, so like
she is.
She got that power. She kind of reminds me of Beth Phoenix. If she were like to fine tune it a little bit more, I get like, you know, as she keeps going, as she'll probably get better with fine tuning her wrestling style. But like she kind of has that Beth Phoenix vibe, like that Amazon glamazon shit. So it's a good even though she's a alien, I don't know. She's an alien, so whatever. I'll try to like
glam it up.
Yeah, glam it up or whatever. But but nah. After that, we're supposed to have a no disqualification match, AEW Women's Championship, Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida.
Yes. I like it.
Should be a good match.
Nyla gonna fuck her up.
Nyla might fuck her, but don't sleep on Hikaru Shida. She has her fucking kendo sticks that she's gonna fucking whoop ass with. I'm sure there are gonna be a couple of spots here and there. So I think it's gonna be good overall. And
I like how Nyla hasn't been there for quite some time. She had like I guess a squash match that was when she did like the 3 power bombs to whoever.
And she killed that woman. Yeah.
Yeah, when that happened. And that was the week before, and then last week she came back and she just fucking brained Shida with a fucking chair right over the head. And I'm like, wow. Just like why? Just cause. And she starts heel champ shit.
Well, people be like, oh, why did they do that? I'm like,
it's wrestling, why not? You get to do whatever you want.
A badge of honor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just tense up.
After this, I think we're gonna have. You're an asshole. After this, I think we're gonna have actually a low key really good match between MJF and Jungle Boy.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
I think it's gonna be a really good match.
Potential SoulStealer.
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, because it's they're both really good at what they do. Jungle Boy, he has that thing about him, you know, that Jungle Boy shit about him, and like he's one of those surprising people that could probably put on a really, really good fucking show.
Yes, definitely true. And then just MJF, he's just such a great fucking heel where I'm just gonna be waiting to see what heel shit that he does. He has this flair Triple H vibe to him sometimes. So as far as when he's wrestling and the things that he just does just to get over. So I'm just really interested in this match, and I'm happy to be along for the ride of just where he's going to be in the next couple of years.
Because the funny thing about MJF is like you want him to lose, you want to see him lose, but when he wins, you're like, fuck, you're like, I understand why he won. You're like, I understand why he won. It's like it's well within his realm to win, but it's just like, you know, he's gonna either try some fuckery, or when he gets a clean win, like and actually clean wins out of the heel, he'll be like, oh shit, okay, fine, like he's progressing. So
especially when he gets those roll-up pins out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, he really won like that.
Exactly. And now I'm fine with rolling the motherfucker up. You gotta keep. After that, we have the casino ladder match. I don't know if it's for anything specifically, but it's Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Ray Phoenix, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and a mystery competitor.
Isn't that to be number one contender?
For what?
Somewhat, yes.
For the
AEW championship?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, they didn't. Oh, yeah, my bad. The winner of this match will earn a future shot at the AEW World Title. Read, motherfucker. But, no, yeah. So if you got a number one, that's how many fucking people are named? Like 8 fucking competitors?
9 competitors altogether.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Okay.
If you were on Twitter, you would know that they really counted that shit out. They counted.
Why 9? That's so weird. Like just
because WWE owns the right. Because WWE owns the rights to 9. I mean 6. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a weird arbitrary number for me to be a 9.
It really is.
Whatever.
Like, no one else
it's
says
fine
9.
as long as I see a crazy fucking match, which we'll probably see a crazy fucking match.
It's Ray Phoenix and Darby Allin.
And Orange Cassidy. I swear to God, Orange Cassidy is gonna go run through the fucking ladder with his hands in between and hit somebody on the other side. While other people are trying to get on the ladder and trying to he's gonna do something stupid like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I can legitimately see that happening.
Yeah.
Legit. He's gonna do that.
I don't who do you guys think should be that 9th person?
Matt Hardy.
No, he has a later match. He can't.
You're right. But it should still be Matt Hardy. Anyways,
one of the other Matt Hardys, yeah.
You know what? If he's around, does he have a match?
Formerly as Goldust?
Brody Lee has a
match?
championship, yeah.
Yeah.
Championship. We'll get to that.
Sure, we could come back to that question.
What's this guy's name? The one that Kenny went against, he put him through the ring announcer table. You know what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about Pac?
Oh, you could put Pac in that match for sure.
That'd be 100%. Great.
Yeah. 100%. You could put Pac in that match, but not Pac. The other one, Shima. You could put Shima in it if he's in the States. Why do you put that face? Shima's a fucking beast.
I love Shima, but as far as solidifying new talent and things like that,
you're putting him in there to put somebody over. You're either, honestly speaking, from this match, you're either getting Darby Allin, Ray Phoenix, or Luchasaurus. Probably gonna win.
Oh my God, Luchasaurus winning would be.
That would be dope. If Otis could win, Luchasaurus could win. That's all I'm saying.
Without a doubt, though. Without a doubt, he could have won. So I would be very interested in seeing.
But I can really see them putting Darby Allin up there because he's
been losing. Yeah, he's a hot hit. Yeah. He's been losing. I also can see Kip Sabian winning as well.
Yeah, out of nowhere, exactly. So
But they also have Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. What happens to SCU? This is gonna be great.
Or the mystery competitor could be Christopher Daniels.
He better not do this. He's on the verge.
He better not. He's like 30. He's like 49. After that, we have the Stadium Stampede. Matt Hardy and the Elite versus the Inner Circle. What the fuck is the Stadium Stampede?
They're just gonna be wrestling around Daly's place. That's the only thing I can think of. That's it. That's all I could be thinking of.
Oh, so just everywhere in the fucking thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Other than that, imagine that and it being produced.
No, I'm done with that.
I hope it's not that. I really don't. I really hope it's not that. It's gonna be.
Then after, it is gonna be that. So then after weeks of the mid-card championship tournament, we have the AWTNT championship. God, I hope that title isn't ugly. It's gonna be ugly, but whatever. It's gonna be ugly. Cody versus Lance Archer.
Can't be a bomb.
I can't say any more than we already know about the two. Honestly, Cody's Cody. Lance Archer, if you watch him in New Japan for the past 2.5 years, 3 years, you know what you're getting. You're getting a fucking asshole that loves to punish people in the ring, and
ring.
He is a joy to watch every time because the shit he does, he shouldn't be able to do for a guy his stature at all. So it's like when we used to watch Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor, like that type of style. Like it's just
the same type of I don't want to say high flying, but the amount of flying. Yes, they both. Yeah.
And now, you know, we're having Jake the Snake in the whole thing, like that just upped the whole thing another level, and it's just they did this really well. This whole thing with Jake the Snake and Lance Archer, they did it phenomenally because it sets up this major thing. Like I could understand either one actually winning it. Cody should have a title, even though he is an EVP and he's trying to, like, you know, still do, but he should have a title. But also you got the argument for Lance Archer. Lance Archer should have a title because he's a fucking beast.
And he has an underrated career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch him in the TNA, right?
Watch him in the G1 Classic in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
G1 Climax, sorry. Like, fuck. Like,
And yeah, like you said, the promos building up to it has been great. This Wednesday coming up, they have a promo where they're gonna have just the manager speaking.
Okay.
So Arn speaking versus Jake the Snake. So that's gonna be really interesting. I'm waiting for that. I'm really waiting.
It's gonna be good. And then after that, we have to round it up. We have the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee.
This is like
I know what Jon Moxley can do.
Title defense.
And Brody Lee, I really haven't seen Brody Lee. I've seen Harper. I haven't seen Brody Lee. So, but I know what Harper could do because I remember that. I still remember that match he had. That he was in that four-way match to be #1 contender on Raw. And I thought he did amazing in that match. So,
are you thinking of Cass?
No, not Cass. I'm talking about Harper.
Okay, I don't remember that match then.
I don't remember
the big Cass
four-way it was for, but I just know that Brody Lee had an amazing match on Raw, part of a four-way #1 contender thing for the title, which was he did awesome, and that's what I was just like, yo, like he was on point that time. But yeah, so like I think it's just gonna be a good.
Shout out to his feud with Dolph Ziggler a few years ago.
Facts.
Yes, his run.
Very underrated feud.
Yes, his run as IC champ was underrated, short-lived, but pretty good.
Yep, and I think that's all we have for AEW. I mean, do you have any predictions as to who's gonna win? Even though I just like literally fucking closed out the goddamn card for some reason.
Yeah, we definitely did do that. I'm
refresh.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cody and Archer, I don't know. That's really a throw up of a chance. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm just happy to see Lance get his shot and his just due. I would really like for him to win. I would really like for Lance Archer.
Lance Archer, yeah, I want him to have a title. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. I mean, he did have the United States Championship at one point from New Japan as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not winning stuff, but I mean, he had it for a certain amount of time, lost it again against Jon Moxley, wasn't it? He lost it. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense for him in that level. Okay. I mean, yeah. I just want to see good matches. I really don't. It's not that I don't care, but it's just like since I haven't been watching AEW as much, I just want to see good pay-per-views because
What have you been watching other than UFC, Dick?
UFC.
Oh, okay.
Mainly UFC stuff and like
real fights.
Yeah.
That only happen every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like to watch the fake fights that happen every other day?
Mm-mm. Nah, I'm kidding. It's not because of that. It is what it is.
Gotta be a dick. I gotta quote Ronda for a little.
I know. But yeah, I mean,
she was crazy for that one. Man.
I know she was.
She couldn't do it. What do we feel about excuse me, Lynch, Becky Lynch going on leave and having a life. Like outside
good for her. She did more than enough in the past 6-7 years she's been there. Like she deserves this shit. She wants to go be a mom. Go be a fucking mom. Go be an awesome mom because she will be an awesome mom. Like
game changer for the women in the business too.
Exactly. Congratulations. Like she's honestly 100%. Not only because I can't take it away fully from Ronda Rousey and Charlotte, but she's the reason why they had a main event with 3 women at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It spawned off of her, and she fucking ran with it. She had a Stone Cold moment and ran with it, and look what they did. So, hey, she deserves it. Congratulations on becoming a mom in the future, and I hope everything goes well for her. Because fuck it, man. At this point, go do what you gotta do. You don't know when you'll be back, but hey.
And during her run too, like. A lot of people were thinking that she lost momentum, she lost a little steam, but she
was putting people over.
She was putting people over. She was putting on great promos. She was maintaining the title, maintaining herself as a great champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even when she didn't have the title, while like I guess like through, I don't want to call it the stale age, but by the when she was still the last kicker, and when people were like almost about to get tired of that, that's when everything sparked. That's when everything jumped off, and she really never lost momentum. The crowd was always really behind her. So I really commend her for that, and I commend everyone around her for actually seeing that like this is the time.
SummerSlam 18 changed her career.
Yeah,
it was from there.
So for that 2 years straight,
Becky.
For 2 years. For 2 years straight, she's been going. So like, hey, she's been at probably every event. She deserves this shit, man. Like, and like I said, congratulations to her. I'm happy for her, honestly.
And if she can't come back, she can always do some acting because she's in Billions. She's in the next season of Billions, so she can do whatever at this point.
They were saying that like she might be the first diva to first.
What age are you living in, sir?
Sir, I know it's your birthday.
She is the man. She's not a diva.
First women's superstar.
She could be.
Yeah.
To transition into Hollywood.
Exactly, and if it works for her, then even better. Like, you don't gotta hurt your body as much anymore, or this and that. Like, even better for you. Like, personally, for me, I hope she's successful out of the ring because for me, in her career, if this were to be the last of it, she's done more than enough to even get to fucking Hall of Fame easily. Honestly,
yeah, she doesn't need to do anything else. She has a whole year as champion, a year and some. So.
The longest reigning women's champion ever.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Becky for the conversation we had while I was running the freight elevator when they had their WWE live tour last year.
Nice.
Dope. That's dope. But yeah, is there anything else?
No, that's really about it.
All right, bet. Because my niece keeps knocking on my door asking me to play, so like they're probably gonna have to.
Yeah.
Start creeping through my window.
That's really it. Other than Dark Side, which we're gonna get to next.
On Friday. Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
I know.
That should be 3 episodes.
It should be.
That one's gonna get real deep.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here with us, Tev, on your birthday. We appreciate it. As per usual. So again, happy birthday. I'm gonna display the gift again. And but yeah, so you can follow us on social media and on Twitter at Pokes and Chokes, myself at _ Mr. Alex 25 _ the other guy with the red shirt and the heart at
NU _ KEWLA.
You can follow Teb on Twitter at Anomalous Fringe and on Instagram at Anomalous _ Enigma. Look how fast I got it this time.
Luckily, he's not on the call today.
Exactly. Or you're just not interrupting as much. And also, you can follow us
But wait, there's more.
You can follow us on Facebook. Facebook.com/PokesandChokes /PokesandChokes. Instagram is at PokesChokes Podcast. And you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Transistor. I missed one there. And Google Play Music. So, yeah, thanks again, guys. And once again, happy birthday. And have a good one.